everybody? How's it going? Whew! What a card. Crazy card, UFC 285. Wow. Crazier than I expected. I did not expect a couple things to happen during that fight, but we're going to go through the whole entire card, recap it very quickly. Probably go about 20 minutes through. If you have any questions, type them in the chat. I guess I'll make a comment and pin it for the people that come in a little bit later while I am talking about the card. But yeah, if you have any questions, pop in the chat. What's up, Tehran? Yes, he definitely made easy work of Gane. I was actually extremely surprised. Like, I chose Jon Jones to win that fight, but man, that was like, I didn't expect it to look like that. Like, Gane is just, I don't know what to make of that. Like, the dude, there's something wrong with him. Like, I don't know if he gets nervous. Like, he beat Lewis. What's up, Tehran? He beat Lewis, and then once he went in there, like, I was like, these guys both look kind of nervous. Jon Jones, I think Jon Jones, after 3 years, just kind of getting used to it. But for Gane, it looked like he just woke up. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of nervousness. He just got destroyed on the ground. You would think he would work a little bit more on that. But Jeff Neal put up definitely a pretty good fight, for sure. All right, let's get right into the recap. I'll just run through some of the early prelim fights real quick. So our first fight, we had Loic Radzhabov versus Esteban Ribovics. This was a really fun fight. I had Ribovics by KO round 2. He actually almost KO'd him in the second round. He actually had a very impressive fight here. He was able to defend a lot of the takedowns. And yeah, okay, I'm caught up on chat. He's able to defend a lot of takedowns, make it super competitive. Didn't take it, like, defend the takedowns initially, but once it got to the ground, he's able to work his way up, get out from the bottom positions multiple times. Looked very impressive here, but Loic Radzhabov ended up getting the decision. Very good performance for him on short notice. I don't think I need to go through the scorecard here, but the judge had it 29-28 straight down for them. For the next fight on the card, we had Farid Basharat versus Damon Blackshear. Another pretty interesting fight. It was relatively competitive. Farid Basharat won by 29-28 decision. They both look pretty good. They both look pretty technical. But Farid Basharat was able to use those takedowns and use them pretty effectively. That's pretty much all it is. He's a Basharat brother, so you know how they are. They were very technical, very good fighters. But yeah, very good win for Farid Basharat. Decision win. Oh boy. Tabitha Ricci versus Jessica Penne. I'm super happy this ended in a finish. This was getting pretty boring. It was pretty one-sided in all honesty, but Tabitha Ricci, pretty good performance here. Submitted her in round 2. Was able to use her wrestling, grappling, and then if she wasn't, well, I guess Penne was kind of defensively using her jiu-jitsu a little bit, trying to threaten some arm bars. Didn't really get it. Tabitha Ricci ended up getting up and started doing some leg kicks. That was pretty much what it was. But yeah, it looked pretty impressive here. Had a really nice hip toss in round 2 that ended towards the finish with an arm bar. Super impressive arm bar too, but good one for Tabitha Ricci. Not much to really get from there other than straight dominance from Tabitha Ricci. Next matchup on the card, we have Cameron Simon versus Mana Martinez. I really like Cameron Simon. I don't know why I call him Simon. I swear one of the announcers or whatever, the commentators called him Cameron Simon, and that's what I went with, but now I guess it's Simon. So all right, Cameron Simon in this fight, he did get another point deduction in this matchup. I think it was like 4 fouls. Let's see, you just commented, let's see. I wasn't impressed with Ian Gary whatsoever. Someone's gonna beat that kid soon. His stand-up is good, but his defense on the feet isn't. Somebody gonna test that chin soon and put its lights out. Oh, well, he almost got knocked out this fight, let's be real. I don't even know, it's like, part of me said, because outside of that one knockdown, he did have a somewhat impressive performance here. I think it's because he had a kid. This is what I'm putting it on. 6 months off, 7 months off. Had a kid. He wants to come in soon, which I don't agree with. He got hurt pretty badly. It looked pretty impressive after that. But I don't know. He has a very small head, so I think if like a power puncher catches him, I think he's probably going to go out cold. I'm just going to be honest. But yeah, it wasn't too impressive there. He should probably focus more. My guess is that he wasn't focusing. He had a kid. That's what I'm going to put it on. But if it does happen again, it is going to be a little worrying for sure. And I don't like all the Connor shit. Like, stop doing all the Connor, like, Billy Strutt or whatever the fuck, Vince McMahon. Stop doing the Billy Strutt. That's just weird. Stop trying to be Connor. I don't know. But yeah. Ian Gary might get KO'd soon. We'll see who he fights. Welterweight's definitely got some good contenders coming up. Mana Martinez versus Cameron Simon. Another point deduction for Simon. I believe it was 2 groin shots, which I did not think were groin shots. It kind of went on the thigh and then moved up a little bit. And the thing was, is after he threw the kicks, Mana Martinez was like getting, I don't even know what he, like level changing, getting down while he was throwing the kicks. So I don't even think it warranted a point deduction. I don't think he was even that bad of a groin shots, to be honest. Ended up eye poking him. I was a little worried that he was going to get a point deducted again in that third round, but Cameron Simon stuck on the feet with Mana Martinez, who's a very powerful guy. Ended up being a 9-9 round for a couple. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 1-9-9 round on one judge's scorecards. These scorecards were all over the place. Oh, yeah, for sure. Jack Della's might be a future champion. But these scorecards were all over the place. I believe one had it 28-28, one had it 28-27, and one had it 29-26. So scorecards were all over the place. Cameron Simon looks super impressive here. Let's move on. Yeah, so Jack Della Maddalena, I love watching him fucking fight. I'm just gonna be honest. The dude is like, I don't know. The dude's boxing is just so crisp and so entertaining to watch. To see him like get past that big reach advantage in his last match was insane. Like he was just covering up, like baiting him in, and then boom, caught him with I believe it was a right hook, and then just made a face plant. They should feed Gary to Li Jingliang, and he would definitely be knocked out. Nah, they don't do nice things for Li Jingliang, let's be real. Poor guy has been messed up his whole UFC career with that D-Rod decision. Who did he fight in his last match? Oh, he's fighting Chiesa now. I don't think... Did he fight someone before that? I don't think he did. But yeah, very unfortunate for him. I don't know why... But yeah, well, let's get right into the Ian Gary versus Kenan Song fight. Ian Gary gets knocked down very early in this fight. That was really bad knockdown. It looked like he was about to go out cold. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Super clean left hook. Song landed on him. Super clean. Went completely out. When he rolled over, when he did like the extra punch on the ground, Song did. It looked like I saw a head bounce off the canvas from Gary, and I thought he was out cold. But Gary was able to recover. Lost that first round. Kind of recovered pretty well. I mean, he is 25 years old. It's not like he's taken so much damage. Did recover pretty well, but it is kind of concerning. He does have a smaller head, so I'm expecting if someone hits him, he's probably going to go out a little bit. But Kenan Song definitely brought it in this fight. But the second and third rounds, Ian Gary was able to use a little bit more of that head movement, avoid some of those bigger strikes. Was able to work off his jab a little bit more. Looked super impressive after that third round. I believe I saw on Twitter, Kenan Song went for that left hook. They saw Ian Gary back up a little bit, or not back up, dodge it, and then just completely finish him off against the fence. Right hook, and then put him to the ground, and got that finish in the third round. Pretty impressive for Ian Gary. I don't want him competing soon. I think he should take a little bit of time off. Maybe he'll just not like 7 weeks, just a little bit more time. But I guess it was just one knockdown. I don't know how he sees it. I don't know who they're going to put him up against if he does want to be on that 287 card, but I don't know. Very scary for Ian Gary and some of his fans, I guess, if you're an Irish fan or something. I don't know. How many fans does he really have? I would love to see Jack Della versus Ian Gary. Yeah, so we can finish Ian Gary off. So he can completely ruin his prospect. No, Jack Della's ranked now, so I don't think that's going to even be close. I think, yeah, Jack will 100% KO Ian Gary. It would be a fun fight, but he 100% KOs. Jack Della Maddalena has extremely weird power. I don't even know where Jack Della is even ranked at. He's on vacation, so yeah, he's not going to even be able to fight soon. I don't know who would fight, but I guess we can kind of look at that after this. But for the next matchup, we have Marc-Andre Barriault versus Julian Marquez. I chose Julian Marquez for this matchup. Probably not the best idea. I just thought he's going to be able to fight in the chin. Actually hurt him a couple of times in that first round. Off the scorecards, he was the only person to win a round in this fight until he lost it in the second round. Getting beat up against the fence. Fight got stopped. Pretty much what it was. Not a very good loss for Julian Marquez. I believe that's the second loss in a row by KO. Not looking very good for him. Yeah, after getting flatlined by Gregory Rodriguez and then losing to Marc-Andre Barriault. Nothing to really take away from this fight. Good win for Marc-Andre Barriault. Did look a little rusty at the beginning, but pulled it out at the end. Let's see what else we got. They can put Gary up against Ferguson for that Miami card if he wants a quick turnaround. Yeah, I mean they could, but I think Gary probably KOs Ferguson. Sadly, I don't know. Yeah, I think if they really believe in Gary, I think they give him Ferguson. But I think they want to give him actually someone. I don't know. How do you think the UFC feels after that Gary fight? I think they really want to give. Well, what other big welterweight prospects are there? You know, I think they really want to give a big name guy that they want to promote, someone like Ferguson. So, or maybe Patty Pimblett. No, I don't want Patty Pimblett that fight. I don't want him to have that fight at all. But I don't know who Ferguson fights. He may just sit out for a while. We'll see. Viviane Araujo versus Amanda Ribas. Amanda Ribas completely destroyed Viviane Araujo. I can never say her damn right. I can never say her damn name right. Second round, I believe Amanda Ribas knocked down Viviane Araujo. Pretty much knocked her all around everywhere. Used her wrestling and grappling and completely destroyed her. I can't speak anymore, I guess. Let's see what we got. Ferguson can give Gary a run for his moolah. You think so? I don't know. I think Gary beats him. I think Gary probably knocks him out, sadly. Maybe not knocks him out, but probably goes to a decision. I would be a little worried for Ferguson in that fight. But Amanda Ribas looked really good in this matchup. Not really much to take away from it. The number 8 ranked opponent. She wants a top 5 opponent next. We'll see who she fights. Super impressive win for her. Hard to believe that Viviane Araujo was in a main event last year, but that's just how we were when the UFC was absolutely torturing us with women's main events last year. What else we got? We got Derek Brunson versus Dricus du Plessis. Dricus wins this fight. He had a very rough first round. Derek Brunson completely, I want to say destroyed him in that first round, but did really well. Hurt him. Took him down to the ground. Had him in very bad positions. Dricus was able to survive that first round. Came back in the second round. Basically what a Dricus du Plessis fight looks like other than a Darren Till matchup. Let's be real. Darren Till's not that good anymore. He's good, but he's not the same guy at least. But Dricus looked really good in the second round. The thing with Dricus that I don't think people understand. Dricus is 100% the weirdest fighter I've seen in a while. But not like wins and loss wise, but like how he fights. He's a super weird fighter. He throws punches weird. His cardio is weird. Like it seems like he's gassed, but he literally has an extra tank. Like he just keeps going. He has power. I think I saw some people saying he's just straight volume, doesn't have power. He does have legit power. He can knock out guys. If Tavares didn't have a great chin, he probably would have knocked him out. Think about it, bro. See that Asian guy almost knocked out Gary. Ferguson can do it too. I mean, he can, but like, I don't know. I'm not confident in it for sure. I think an old, slow Ferguson. I don't think this is like a. I don't know. He just didn't look good in that Diaz fight. I think Li Jingliang would have knocked him out if he fought him instead of Ferguson. I'm sorry, if he fought Li Jingliang instead of Diaz. I think Diaz is like old and slow now. I think Ferguson is old and slow now. Jesus, I think I've been up too late watching this fucking card. But yeah, I think Ferguson is done. I think he might get KO'd by Gary if they do that, and I don't want that to happen. So they should not make that matchup. I think maybe there's a chance that Ferguson tears up his legs and just elbows the shit out of him and just fucks him up against the fence. Maybe there's a possibility there, but I just don't see it. Yeah, he did look very slow at 170. He looked horrible in shape-wise. I think he should go back down to 155 unless he just doesn't want to make that cut. Yeah, he's for sure faster at 155 when he's not carrying all that weight. But yeah, Dricus du Plessis, very weird fighter, holds a lot of power. Yeah, a very good win. I wonder who he fights next. Maybe we're looking at a Strickland, a Cannonier. Some very interesting fights coming up. I believe he was number 10, so he is climbing the rankings a little bit. We'll see who he fights. It should be a very interesting fight with Dricus du Plessis in there because he always has really fun fights, let's be real. So yeah, a Strickland fight would be kind of fun. I think it would just be a really weird fight to watch. A Cannonier fight would be pretty fun, but we'll see. Very fun fight. Good one for Dricus. You have Cody Garbrandt versus Trevin Jones. This matchup was not what I kind of expected. I thought it was going to be a little bit more active on the feet here. Both guys wanted to counter each other. I thought it was very weird. Cody Garbrandt played it extremely safe, which I think is what he needed to do. Let's be real. I think he really just needed a win to get back on track. Crazy thing is he's only 31 years old. He's still got plenty of time left in his career if he can figure it out. But I think he literally just needed a win here. He was just losing matchups. Just needed to play it safe. Trevin Jones has a lot of power in his hands. Literally was just sitting there letting Cody Garbrandt do whatever he wanted to. Cody Garbrandt had a really good takedown in this matchup too. I believe he always does some weird shit. Like he's doing the Dominic Cruz dancing like how he did in that fight. I thought that was very weird. I was like, can you imagine if he just like drops it low and just gets head kicked? I mean, I could just see it coming. But he did keep his hands up, was pretty defensively aware in this matchup. With Trevin Jones type power, I guess you kind of have to be that way, but I don't know. It was a little worrying, especially in the third round where he did get kind of caught and then taken down. I was a little worried for Cody Garbrandt, but he was able to defend well on the ground when Trevin Jones was on top. So good win for Cody Garbrandt. I guess he just kind of needed a win here. Not much to really take away from it. Didn't look like he was super impressive there, but I guess good win for Cody Garbrandt. That's what you want to take away from it. Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. Bo Nickel pretty much out-wrestled and grappled Jamie Pickett, but he got him down off of like a groin shot that actually looked really bad. He like hit it right on the cup, took him down, was trying to get an arm triangle. I guess couldn't really get it in the right angle. Eventually got it 2 minutes, 54 seconds in the first round, but I don't know. The way he got it down was a little annoying. Not necessarily like he did it on purpose, but it was a pretty bad groin shot. Got Jamie Pickett to like close his legs a little bit more and hunch down a little bit, so he was able to get the legs and get the takedown. So it's pretty annoying. Luckily, nobody really pointed it out. At least I didn't hear it on commentary. I didn't have the headphones in, so I didn't see too many people pointing it out. So I guess it's not that bad, but it kind of sucks to see. I wonder who he fights next. Should be interesting fight. I guess you kind of want to slow push him a little bit. He did try to do a head kick and like fell off his feet, so let's not get too overexcited on some of these matchups. But he did look pretty impressive against Jamie Pickett. I just wish he didn't get the takedown with the nut shot, in all honesty. For this next fight, Mateusz Gamrot versus Jalen Turner. I chose Jalen Turner. He was actually piecing up Gamrot in that first round. I believe he dropped him officially on the UFC stats. I've been trying to look at these stats all day. I guess they confirmed them during the actual fight, so I guess I can relook at them real quick. Yeah, nothing has changed here. The strike totals and everything like that. So, yeah, it looks like Jalen Turner outstruck him in, I guess that's significant strikes, but in total strikes and significant strikes. In total strikes, let me see. Mateusz Gamrot, 14 and 23 from Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner outstruck him in the first round, landed one knockdown. Jalen Turner outstruck him in round 2. Total strike-wise, Mateusz Gamrot landed a lot more because I guess there were more pitter-patter punches on the ground, but had way more control time in that round too. I believe this was a lot closer. I actually had a knockdown for Jalen Turner in that second round. I thought Mateusz Gamrot definitely got knocked down in there. I need to rewatch the fight though, just to make sure, because I saw a knockdown. I thought he could like 100% knock them down, but I guess I really need to rewatch it. First round I had for Jalen Turner. The next two were a little closer. I thought round 2 was a little bit clearer for Gamrot, and then round 3, I guess outside of the knockdown, was a little bit clearer for Gamrot. And then the third round, Gamrot, I think, barely edged that one. So I think 30-27 is a little ridiculous in my brain, but good win for Mateusz Gamrot. They both had their moments in this fight, but good win for Mateusz Gamrot. Good to see him get back up off his feet. I believe he beat Arman Tsarukyan, and then I guess he won the decision off Arman Tsarukyan. I didn't think he won that fight, but he lost to Beneil Dariush in that last matchup. So good to see him come back in that matchup. Did beat Jalen Turner. So we'll see how that one. Maybe you give him Drew Dope or Jalen Turner. Who knows? But the next matchup, we have Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Jeff Neal. Very, very impressive fight for both guys. I guess I got what I wanted out of this fight, at least on the feet from Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think there's enough to see, especially from him. He looked really good offensively, but defensively, he was getting hit quite a bit. I'm just going to be completely honest. I think he does train with Henry Hooft. I may be wrong. I thought I said that in my video. I might have cut it out, but I swear I thought he trained with Henry Hooft, but it says he works with Dai Protein Kazakhstan. I thought he trained with Henry Hooft, and he was in Octagon, so I don't think Jeff Neal trains with them. So, no, he doesn't train with them. So, yeah, Shavkat trains with them. They don't really move their heads, let's be real. But yeah, Shavkat was getting hit quite a bit on the feet. I was a little worried at one point where he was just getting rocked all the way around. But Jeff Neal had his moments. Shavkat had way more. Hurt Jeff Neal. Finished him with a submission in late round 3. Looked really good, invested in the body pretty early on. But I think I got enough from Shavkat here. I am a little worried on the feet with some of these more powerful strikers who could definitely hurt Shavkat a little bit more, like a Gilbert Burns. Maybe an Usman, we'll see. Leon Edwards. I'm a little worried about that. If Khamzat stays down, I think Khamzat probably beats him. But with some of the more powerful strikers in that division, I am a little worried about Shavkat. But I think the person he called out, Colby Covington, if that matchup happens, I think that's a great test for Shavkat's wrestling, in all honesty. We get to see the best of both worlds here. We have the test of the stand-up, and we have the test of the wrestling and grappling. I think that would be perfect for Shavkat. It'd be a super entertaining fight. We'll see what happens, because I know Colby's still dealing with this court case. So I believe that one got moved to May. We'll see what happens there. It just keeps getting moved around, so I don't know. I wish we got to see Colby fight sooner, but it is what it is. He's got to get his payday from Masvidal. So a good win for Shavkat Rakhmonov. I believe, did Jeff Neal get a round off Shavkat? Let me check the actual scorecards here. Ian Gary, Julian Marquez, Viviane Araújo. Let's see. Gamrot, Jeff Neal, Shavkat. So yeah, we had 2 10-9 rounds for Shavkat Rakhmonov on all 3 scorecards. So he was winning the fight out of then. And then, so the round that Jeff Neal actually hurt Shavkat really badly, Shavkat landed back and actually hurt Jeff Neal pretty badly too. Shavkat versus Khamzat, yeah, that would be a pretty fun fight. I do think Khamzat beats him pretty badly. I wouldn't say pretty badly, but it beats him pretty good. I think on the feet, maybe Khamzat will have some issues, but on the ground, I think he probably subs Shavkat. But it'll be a super fun fight. I think Khamzat's moving up to 185, though, so we probably won't see that fight, which I think is a good thing. I think Khamzat should move up to 185. We have a lot of good prospects coming in at welterweight. I don't think Khamzat can make the weight at 170 anymore. But I do want to see like that 2-division champ between 170 and 185 because he's so close to 170. He literally just needs to make weight one more time. But, you know, he is moving up to 185. We have Shavkat Rakhmonov, Jack Della Maddalena, and then we have Ian Gary all the way back there. We'll see what he does. He probably gets KO'd at some point. But, yeah, super impressive win for Shavkat Rakhmonov. Got enough to know about him on the feet. We'll see what happens. We have Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. This was an insane fight. The first round, Alexa Grasso pretty much hurt Shevchenko a couple times early on in that fight. Couple left hooks actually like rocked Shevchenko early on in that fight. Next 2 rounds, Valentina Shevchenko completely controls her, uses her jab, takes her down to the ground and beats her up there. The 4th round though, very interesting fight. I believe Shevchenko is on top of Alexa Grasso, and the refs pulled them up. I think it was, Herzog? All night we've had, Mark Smith, Herb Dean, and then Jason Herzog, I think is the best ref in the UFC. I'm starting to wonder if the UFC is starting to tell them, like, hey, 30 seconds, if they're not doing anything, give them their first warning. If they don't do that, give them another warning 15 seconds later. If they don't do anything in 1 minute, take them off. I wonder if they're starting to make it go a little bit faster. I mean, I don't know. It's very interesting. I've never seen that before. I've never seen them try to hurry that up a little bit more. You saw it in the Shavkat Jeff Neal fight. I believe Mateus Gamrot, Jalen Turner, they stood them up. What else? This fight, they stood them up. And at the end of the round, Alexa Grasso was able to, I believe, put her into a corner. Valentina Shevchenko did like a spinning body kick, completely miss. Gave up her back there. Alexa Grasso hopped on, pulled her back, and then just put her in the rear naked choke. Is an absolutely impressive win. Super good win for Alexa Grasso. We now have 3 Mexican champs in a year. That's absolutely insane. UFC 283, Brandon Moreno won. Yair Rodriguez 284, and then Alexa Grasso 285. So 3 consecutive UFC number cards, pay-per-view cards with Mexican champs crowned. So UFC Mexico event is bound to happen at this point. I believe Dana White has had pretty much like an orgasm on next to the cage or something with all these Mexican champs. I think that's the best thing he could ever want because they really want to open that up, like that whole area up to Mexico and get all these Mexican people into the UFC. It opens up a whole region for them. So Dana White's super happy. This whole entire card, you can tell the UFC is very happy with what happened out of this card. For Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane, I said Jon Jones would win, but I did not think it was going to be like this. Ciryl Gane looked horrible. I mean, Jon Jones looked really good, but Ciryl Gane did not really put up a fight. I'm just going to be real. I actually want to see the striking numbers for this, because I don't know how many punches did Ciryl Gane even land. Did he even land a punch in this matchup? Okay, he did. He went 6 of 8. I don't even remember what punches he landed. I'm just going to be real. Let's see. Ciryl Gane, 16% to the head, 33% of the body, and then so he just threw pretty much leg kicks. That's what Ciryl Gane threw. I did not expect it to look like this. I don't know if I included it in the video, but I said second round sub possibly, and I corrected myself. I was like, no. But yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be this quick, honestly. Jon Jones didn't look the best in the Dominic Reyes fight. I thought we were gonna get an extension of that. I didn't think the weight he put on would be as effective in this matchup. What the hell is this on my... What even is this? I wouldn't think it would be as effective in this matchup. I don't think he was going to be able to get the takedowns as easily as he did in this matchup. I thought it would eventually take over time as Ciryl Gane would get a little bit more tired, but he literally just took him down extremely fast. I got my pick correct. I was a little worried after seeing Shevchenko lose. I'm like, okay, here we go. But yeah, Jon Jones defeats Ciryl Gane. Best case scenario for the UFC. Literally the perfect case scenario for UFC. Jon Jones beats the guy that was extremely competitive with Francis Ngannou. Arguably could have beat Francis Ngannou. Should have beaten Francis Ngannou for a lot of people. The 5th round, you got to do a little bit more in that fight. But the guy who had a super close fight with Francis Ngannou, arguably won it. Jon Jones finishes him in the 1st round by submission. Finishes him. Absolutely insane performance. I was not expecting that at all. If there was a finish, I would expect it more towards the middle of the fight, but he literally just walked him down. I did say he's going to start catching kicks. I said Ciryl Gane needs to be careful with throwing some of those kicks. He caught one of the kicks and tried to get a takedown, didn't get it, but eventually was able to take down Ciryl Gane. Super impressive. Best case scenario for the UFC. International Fight Week is going to be amazing. Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic. This is probably going to be the best year for the UFC ever. I'm just going to be completely honest. UFC 30 is stacked. This whole entire year is going to be stacked. We have Conor McGregor coming back. Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic at International Fight Week. It's going to be absolutely insane. UFC is going to market the shit out of that fight, and it's going to do a lot of numbers. I wonder what kind of numbers this fight did, because a lot of people, a lot of like celebrities were tuning into this. A lot of people were paying attention to this. I'm assuming it's going to do well over 500K buys, but it is a $100 pay-per-view at this point, so I guess we'll kind of never know, and ESPN doesn't even release that data. So yeah, crazy fight card. I guess next week we have Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan. That should be a really fun fight. I actually had to prep a bunch of freaking videos tonight because I'm going to be traveling all next week. So I'm going to try and get that card done. There's a lot of fights on it, so I'll probably just run right through it. But yeah, we have a pretty decent card next week. It is going to be in a crowd again. We have a really nice run of a bunch of crowded fights, 14 fights, so there won't be too many ad breaks. It is a decent card. The main card's a lot better than whatever the hell this is. Like, I guess Cedric's Dumas is an interesting fight. And I guess Abu Bakar, he's in Nurmagomedov. I don't know. Victor Henley looked horrible in his last fight. Mario Batista has looked pretty good. Span Krylov, Anton Turkalj, I'm surprised he's still there. UFC. Said Nurmagomedov is fun to watch. Volkov Romanov is a decent co-main event and then a good main event. So we'll see how this fight card goes. Should be a fun week next week. And then we have UFC 286 with Usman Edwards. And then following that, we have Sandhagen Vera. So it should be pretty fun fight night cards and pay-per-view cards coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video or live stream, I would say.